Obviously, we know the offense is going to have to try to keep up with Patrick Mahomes and that group and Andy Reid. But Kevin, Q, that's easier said than done.
Yeah, I mean, the Ravens went internal on their hire with Zach Orr because they believe in him. And the fact that he does have – this is not a guy that is just bare to NFL experience. Obviously, played for 3 years in a prominent role for the Ravens as an undrafted free agent. And the Ravens have a system in place that they love. I mean, obviously, you go back years and years with the inside linebacker coaches being promoted to defensive coordinator. It's Zach Orr, Mike McDonald, Don Martindale, Dean Pease. It's a trend. And so while Zach Orr is going to have his style of defense, it's his group now, there are things that are familiar with the McDonald system, the Martindale system, the Pease system that have stayed consistent. And I think a lot of that, they didn't show a lot during the preseason because they don't want to put their whole playbook out there. But I think you can go back to this AFC Championship game and see some nuances that we could see again in 2024.
Well, and one for sure that we're going to see, because it's been one of the best duos in the NFL. Q, it's Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. They're still there, and they are still as lethal as ever.
Yeah, they are. You know, and this particular play is something that I know when you talk about what Andy Reid likes to do. He likes to go ahead and give Patrick Mahomes and obviously his security blanket and Travis Kelce an opportunity to make plays. Who are they making it on? They're making it on what I believe is going to be the ultimate chess piece in Kyle Hamilton and Zach Orr's defense. Now, that being said, that I think this play, go ahead and run it. We saw it where there was a good matchup, man-to-man, where Kyle Hamilton comes down. He's covering on a little out and up. That's great coverage. If you pause that, go ahead and just, if you get a chance, go ahead and run it back. Cool. If not, no worries.
I got you.
Right here, pause it. I mean, that's as good as it gets. That's like you're covered, you're done. But you're talking about one of the greatest of all times. He's in his prime. He's throwing it only where Travis Kelce can make a play. And so while Kyle Hamilton, the ultimate chess piece, is in position, well, we're talking about an opportunity for Travis Kelce to make Kyle Hamilton look bad.
Q, can you just talk a little bit about in the situations here of it's a back shoulder throw, but that's chemistry that you build up with in that situation, right? Yeah. You got to be almost on the same wavelength for this to be executed, but they have been for, it feels like, I don't even, it's been forever this duo has been running, but you can see that they're completely in sync. And sometimes when you just execute so well, there's only so much you can do.
On the flip side of it, from more of a Ravens-centric aspect of things, I mean, we've seen this with Mark Andrews and Lamar Jackson as well. So, yes, chemistry is critical. They have the ultimate chemistry. They knew that, yes, we're going to go ahead and try this matchup. From a chess piece aspect of things, Kyle Hamilton unfortunately lost this. But I think if we continue to go ahead and let this play out and go to the next play, I don't think, number one, I think in this offseason, I think Kyle Hamilton throughout training camp has done a remarkable job of playing a lot of man-to-man in different scenarios throughout training camp. I think he's more seasoned, more ready to handle the challenge of facing Travis Kelce again. And Zach Orr, part of what makes his defense so awesome to begin with, it's a nameless, faceless defense. You're not talking about the traditional, hey, you know, two linebackers in the middle. You got guys in a front. Well, in this particular case, you're going to have guys with their hands in the dirt, but you're also going to have guys overloading from different spots. Again, as much as we talk about Kyle Hamilton on the one play, let's give him some love in this particular game against a very good, talented quarterback in Deshaun Watson. Let's go ahead and flip the script on this one. And you're talking about up here. Let me go ahead and make sure everybody can see it up here up top. You're talking about Kyle Hamilton doing an amazing job of reading Deshaun Watson's eyes. As much as he wanted to go ahead and throw it to the flat, he baited Watson into this throw and go ahead and play that. And you'll just see where now you got the ultimate chess piece on the blitz, tipping the ball. And I think as much as we talk about Kyle Hamilton, we're talking about Kyle Hamilton. We're talking about Roquan Smith, Agent Zero. Now let's go ahead and take out PQ, add in number 23, Trenton Simpson, into the mix. There's enough talent on this team. I think at the same time, you talk about seeing Patrick Mahomes last year, but now, again, this rematch. I know it's different circumstances, new year and all that, but I like the pieces, the new pieces in Simpson, but also the guys that are there now in Zach Orr's defense. I believe that they're going to be ready to show some different looks to what Patrick Mahomes is going to be seeing, and it's going to be a very challenging time for Patrick Mahomes in his home stadium.
And you know what I heard Zach Orr talk about was it's not about defending the Chiefs on the first play. It's the second, third, fourth. Yes. And how do you adapt throughout the game? But one thing that we know, they got playmakers, in the Ravens at every level of the defense. You got Matabike in the middle. You just mentioned Roquan Smith. Then you got 3 safeties that have experience. Marcus Williams is a ball hawk. Yes. You got Kyle Hamilton, playmaker. And then don't sleep on the veteran Eddie Jackson. But, Kevin, we've seen a lot of good reports for us to wrap this up. Q mentioned number 23, Trent Simpson. It's a guy that the Ravens, knowing that Patrick Queen was probably walking, and he got his bag. Good for him. That's the business. Yeah. But the Ravens really like Trent Simpson.
No, they absolutely do, and they should. Throughout the preseason, showed an impressive way to get to the football, be around the football, and to me, has that sideline-to-sideline speed, the versatility that you need from a linebacker. And when you're replacing a guy like Patrick Queen, it's a matter of being able to do your job effectively next to Roquan Smith. And I know, Q, you have your tide raising all ships for Roquan, but that's what he does. He elevates everybody. And so for Trenton Simpson, first main NFL action, but his auditions, which was that Week 18 Pittsburgh game, and then the preseason have looked really good so far.
I agree. This is just the first aspect of this. And if you guys like this breakdown here with us, hit that like and subscribe button, and you're going to see a lot more. We're going to figure out the right terminology. If it's questions with Q or Q's breakdown, we'll figure out some cool things. But we'll be back for some more and hopefully a Ravens victory.